Ready. Here we go. So, good evening. I'm Viviane Mao. Welcome to our member spotlight. I've been asked again and again to bring in some well-known celebrity type of alumni to speak to our community. But after I had a chance to speak with more of our own members, I was struck by something that the accomplished professionals right here in this community are just as, if not more, incredible. So why look outward when we already have everything right in front of us? That's exactly how I decided and why I decided to start a member spotlight series to give our own members a chance to step forward, share their stories, and let the rest of us know them better. Today, we have a scientist turned entrepreneur building at the frontier of biotech and AI. That's Ying Chen. She is the CSO, Chief Scientific Officer, and co-founder of EazeBio, where she integrates medical science and business acumen to develop a biointelligent public health platform with her partner Reem and the team, all while she was earning her iMBA from Gies College of Business. So Ying, so glad to have you here. Thank you. Before we get started, I do have a few minutes to go through some of our housekeeping. So first of all, we will have this 40 minutes of interview and followed by open Q&A. And our discussion today will be recorded and up to an hour. And then we'll post it to our YouTube channel. So after an hour, we still have questions, continue to ask and continue to answer, but those won't be recorded. And I will share Ying's LinkedIn here so you can connect with her. She already has done that, so please do that. And before we get started, we want to see who's in the room. So please turn on your mic and camera and take 30 seconds to say your name, your location, and something that you really want people to know about you. Maybe it's your current project, your promotion, or something that you really wanted to do. So anything. And please also post your LinkedIn in the chat so we can get to connect with you. So without further ado, let me get people started talking about themselves a little bit. On my screen, the first, of course, is Tim. So Tim, would you tell us a little bit more about you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Tim. So I'm currently I'm a senior program manager at a pharmaceutical company called Centessa. I've been doing this for about 15 years, and actually I know Ying from a previous life. I've actually known her for quite a number of years.
Wow.
We've actually been a part of a mentorship program together through Project Management Institute. And so I'm happy to be here to support her. An interesting thing, I guess, that recently happened to me was, so my company just got acquired by Eli Lilly as of yesterday. And so now I'm day 2 of Eli Lilly. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, fun times.
Very interesting. Thank you. And then Jim, you are right. Next. One is a bit louder.
Sorry, I was having internet problems.
Okay.
Oh, you're better now.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed the prompt, but I'm Jim Sullivan. I'm currently an MBA student, also a fellow startup entrepreneur person. But I'm happy to be here. Like I said, I missed the rest of the prompt, so I'll just pass it along.
No problem. That's good enough. Thank you. And John's, no, I'm sorry. There are 2 Johns here. One's, whichever wants to speak up first. Maybe John.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I tried clicking mute a couple times. everyone. I was at one of the early ones, I think, when Tim was actually speaking.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of funny that you're. And I did see Centessa got bought out by Eli Lilly. So I was at Eli Lilly for 10 years. I actually stepped aside early this year in March. Kind of a restructuring type stuff was going on within my group. So right now I'm in the process of looking for something else. But my background is mostly technical based, science based. I got a PhD at Cornell University 2013. So did a postdoc there for about 2 years, just stuck around there looking for a job within industry. I didn't want to do the whole academic route. But then, yeah, I landed out at Eli Lilly, was working there for about 10 years, kind of worked in the at the interface between clinical research and discovery research. Worked within a group. It was called the clinical research labs. And so we worked oftentimes with discovery research, but also with the clinical teams on mostly liquid biopsy-based methods. We also did a lot of tech evaluation. So it was kind of a very exciting role to be exposed to lots of different areas of the company, all the way from research to clinical, also some work a lot with some of the groups in medical affairs as kind of a subject matter expert, et cetera. So yeah, really interested to see what you talk about here.
Great, thank you. And how about Kate? 30 seconds.
I think she put in the chat that she couldn't talk.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Okay, Deepika? Deepika, can you turn on your mic and say a few words?
Yeah.
Hey.
Can you hear me and see me?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, no, it's great to be here. My name is Deepika Sharma. So I have a background in the technology industry. I've worked for a number of companies in leadership roles spanning sales, go-to-market, and growing strategic partnerships. And I currently have my own consulting company where I am advising early stage companies on vendors on AI solutions, product development, and in strategies for growth.
Very interesting. Thank you. And one more, I think John Santa Cruz. Sorry, that one's very clear to me. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello,
Yes.
everyone. Well, yeah. John Santa Cruz. I work as an equity research associate at an investment firm. Well, I don't have the same. Well, like I would say very large experience in companies, but I'm very interested in the topic and I would like to learn. Thanks for accepting me today.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so I think that's about it. So why did you get started and tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Viviane, for the invitation and for having me here. My name is Ying Chen. I am the Chief Scientific Officer and co-founder of EazeBio. My PhD specialization in gene targeting on stem cells and my MBA specialization in business strategy and business analytics. For the past 15 years, I've been lucky enough to work right at the intersection of biotech, business, and medicine. And my journey started in the lab with biomedical research. From there, I moved into project management and currently found my passion in bringing those scientific discoveries to the commercial market. As a proud Gies alum, being here today is incredibly special to me. My MBA experience was truly a turning point, completely shaped by how I look at leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Honestly, it gave me the exact tools and inspiration to join EazeBio. I'm so excited to share my journey today, but I'm just as eager to learn from all of you. Back to you, Viviane.
Wow, that's very, very well said. Thank you. And so that's a very kind of top line introduction about yourself. So usually I always ask people like what you like people to know about you, just by asking who Ying is, and then something that you wish people wouldn't assume about you?
It's a great question. If there's one thing I want people to know about me is improving public health outcomes has been the true driving force behind my every single stage of my career. When people look at my background, they often see a pretty diverse mix of roles: scientist, project manager, operation manager, and biotech executives. But whether I was engineering stem cell in a research lab, or leading cross-functional teams in a global biotech company, or co-building a startup, I've always been anchored by the same single mission. Over time, I realized that something critical: scientific breakthroughs don't just spontaneously turn into real-world solutions. To bridge the gap between the bench and the patient, really need viable business models, strategic partnership, sustainable fundings, and strong leadership. On the flip side, one thing I wish people wouldn't assume about me is that my journey stems from a master plan. In reality, it's been much more dynamic or messy. While every step was a deliberate choice, some were expected and others were complete surprises. When I was a medical student, I certainly couldn't predict that I had a year's career gap and I'd ended up right here. Looking back, my trajectory was shaped by curiosity, agility, and the willingness to leap into the unknown. I've always been willing to embrace calculated risks and master new skills that meet the demands of high-stake roles. Thank you. Back to you, Viviane.
Wow. I think you told me once that you also stayed home for a couple of years as a stay-home mom. That really resonated with me. So because I also took that route a little bit, but then we all found our way back to what we would like to do. So you have got a PhD. There's another PhD in this network, and you have spent years at global biotech company, and leading the cell engineering pipelines, and now you are a CSO of a startup. Walk us through that transition. What was the moment or the series of moments that made you decide to build your own thing?
It's a good question, and it's a difficult question as well. I would think transition from a scientist to a business leader, I feel it's like learning a new language. The first language I learned professionally was biomedicine. In the academy, I identified an unanswered scientific question, form a hypothesis, design and run experiments, and follow the data wherever it leads. However, later in my career, when I stepped into roles as project manager and operations manager for a global biotech company, the language completely changed. All of a sudden, I was in meetings, listening, other one talking about some market segmentation, competitive positioning, and financial forecasting. It was both exciting and intimidating too. I could confidently explain complex biological pathways, but business strategy was unfamiliar territory. So pursuing an MBA becomes a bridge between these two worlds. More importantly, it helped me realize that science and the business are not actually as different as they seem. Both are ultimately trying to answer the same fundamental question: how do we solve problems to improve other one's lives? What really helped me navigate this transition was recognizing that my scientific training was highly transferable. The problem solving, the analytic thinking, state resilience, all that I developed at the bench were just as valuable in business. Throughout my career, I'm thinking I had the chance to work across research, operations, business strategy, and entrepreneurship. And the real magic happens when I learned how to integrate them into one. I've always been a scientist, and the scientist in me always drives me thinking. Today, the difference is that I apply that analytic mindset beyond just discovery, focusing instead on translating and scaling technologies to meet the actual needs of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And the last, I want to mention, looking back, I'm deeply grateful to the people who made this transition possible. My mentor, he's here.
Is Tim.
I don't want to put Tim on the spot, but he has been a constant source of guidance through every single milestone, from the day I decided to pursue my MBA to my current leadership role. Equally important, my former line managers, Reem and David, they truly believed in my potential, providing support and opening doors to new opportunities. Of course, my family and friends always have my back with their unconditional love. All of them completely changed the trajectory of my career, and it's a debt of gratitude I carry with me every day. Thank you. Back to you, Viviane.
I think it's very interesting. And those people that I have talked to always talk about how other people help them, and that part has been something that I've observed quite a bit. You know, when I talk to other people, their work experience and all that. Those who have earned a lot, done a lot, always say that it's because of people help them. So I see that in you. So that's very nice. And that's why I also wanted to make sure that Tim is being mentioned here, that he has been very helpful. Okay, and it would be amiss if we don't talk about your startup. So help us understand what EazeBio is building and what's the core problem you're solving, and why does this at-home diagnostic space need a fresh approach right now?
Thank you for the opportunity to introduce what I'm doing now.
Your baby, yes.
So imagine you are driving across the country, and every 6 months someone takes a single photo of your car's exterior and tell you your vehicle is running well. Would that snapshot give you any real insight into how the engine is performing? Probably not. So it's exactly how modern healthcare works. We rely on occasional, I think many of us do, annual physical examination, isolated measurements to make massive decisions about our health. At EazeBio, we aim to change that healthcare model by building a biointelligence platform to help everyone move beyond these snapshots. Our bodies are not static. Our bodies are dynamic systems constantly reacting to stress, activities, nutrition, etc. Because of that, the most important health signal usually isn't a single number on our lab report. It's how the number is changing over time. We built EazeBio because we noticed a fundamental in the status quo. People usually only see medical help after symptoms appear, but chronic conditions often alter our body months or even years before we feel a thing, feel a problem, or feel a symptom. By the time the check engine light finally flicks on, the damage underneath has already been having or cooking or growing for a long time. We asked ourselves, what if we could catch those biologic shifts early? What if health data could be translated into something truly understandable and actionable? So to make it a reality, to provide a meaningful solution, we are building our platform focuses on 3 main pillars. First one is biological sensing. We developed rapid advanced immunoassays to capture deep biological signals Here, deep biological signals means we check the blood, urine, saliva, not just some smartphone. Second is AI-powered integration. Raw numbers are not enough. Most people don't need more data. They need more understanding. And our AI organizes complex biological information into clear human insights that any user can discuss it with their professional, let's say their physicians or nurse. The third pillar is longitudinal intelligence. By tracking data over time, we help establish a user's unique personal baseline. Everyone is different. This allows the user to detect subtle and meaningful changes before they escalate. And our mission is simple: to help everyone understand their own body status before problems become crises, empowering a future where healthcare is a truly proactive, not just reactive. And this is what we've done. Thank
Wow. Wow. What inspires me most, of course, the science behind it, but also your resolution to it. And we always think that startups are for 18-year-olds dropouts from college or something like that. But actually, more mature startup founders can actually drive the success a lot more. That is backed by number, by the way. So I can totally see that in you and see this wonderful product that makes a lot of sense to me now. So I think that we would like you to give us more information about that going forward. And congratulations, this is really cool. All right, so I'm going to move to the next question is about the community. I would like you to share some of your advice to our community here, Gies iMBA graduates, especially those who are like you, who have a lot of technical and scientific backgrounds, and we're thinking about what to do after or with all this wonderful scientific training experience.
Thank you so much, Viviane. I think today so many middle career and senior career professionals here, but I still I just share my personal perspective. And if I could offer just a few pieces of advice to the graduates with technical or scientific background, I would start. The first thing is never underestimate the value of your existing skills. As a scientist or engineer, we are trained to analyze data, think critically, and stay resilient. Those are incredible, valuable leadership traits. The shift happens when we move into management or entrepreneurship. The problems become less about technology, but more about the people. And you will spend more time asking, what does this matter? Who needs it? How do we build a team, secure resources, and execute effectively? One of the biggest lessons I learned is creating an environment where a device team can succeed together.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I would recommend don't wait until you feel completely ready. We will never be completely ready. Most major career transitions happen right before we feel fully prepared. I certainly didn't feel ready when I jumped from the lab to a management role, or when I stepped into a leadership role at a startup. Real growth happens when you are willing to learn into that uncertainty and trust your ability to learn on the fly.
Sounds very scary, Ying. But
finally, I would recommend find a time to your relationships.
mm-hmm.
Looking back, every single turning point in my career can be traced back to people. My mentor offered guidance and encouragement, my managers who believed in me, and my colleagues who challenged my thinking. And the Gies community is an incredible powerful network, nurture and stay connected.
Mm-hmm.
And never underestimate which casual conversation might inspire your next big opportunity. So, in brief, your scientific or technical training has already equipped you with a toolkit, finding the right question, testing and validating your hypothesis, problem solving, and stay resilience. Stepping into a leadership simply allows you to apply it on a much larger, more impactful scale. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank
wow.
you, Viviane.
Yeah. That's very powerful, especially about the community. Definitely. That's what we are here for. Yes. Okay. And the last question is, I always ask the closing question is how you would like to contribute to the community, and then how you would like the community to contribute to the success of whatever you wanted to build.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this community, and I want to say the older I get, the more I realize that success is really an individual achievement. Every meaningful milestone in my career happened because someone believed in me, invested in my growth, or opened a door. Because of that, I feel a deep responsibility to give back. If I can contribute to someone's journey, even in a small way, I will be proud of it. I have been serving as a Gies ambassador since January 2025, connecting with prospective students and new students. I also mentored middle career professionals through iGBA. I learned from him on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always happy and open to share my experience and be a sounding board if someone needs me. And I do believe one of the greatest strengths of the Gies network is its diversity. And sometimes the best thing we can do for each other is simply make the right introduction or open up a new perspective. Now, we talk about the other side, how the community can support EazeBio. I think it will be super simple curiosity. Be curious about we EazeBio are building. Ask questions, challenge us, and tell us about the unsolved problems or gaps you see in healthcare and wellness. To make personalized medicine truly accessible, we need a massive, diverse perspectives from everyone, healthcare professionals, business leaders, marketers, technologists, investors, you can name it.
Mm-hmm.
Our vision will only become a reality or true if we are able to listen to the people we serve. So if you know anyone who is interested in wellness and personalized medicine, please bring them my way.
Good.
In brief, I'm eager to contribute my time, effort, and experience to support the Gies community. Thank you. Back to you.
That's very helpful. Yeah, I think if you don't really tell people what you need, people don't know how to help you, right? So, and of course, we can discuss what would be a good ask, but usually, if you don't say anything, people wouldn't know how to help. So yes, and now you already made that very clear. And then I also noticed that you have been very helpful and supportive. And one thing I always remember is, the world kind of what goes around comes back, right? What goes around comes around. So I'm sure that you reciprocate a lot of that effort, and that's why all the good things happen to you. So again, I really would like to thank you for spending the time with us.